What's up, guys? Josh Brikis here. Brickdog24 on draft.com. We are following up with 3 weeks to go in the regular season for the best ball championships. That's the preseason ones, the week 5 ones, and the week 9 ones. There's only 3 weeks left. Weeks 10, 11, and 12. A lot of big bye weeks, a lot of injuries, a lot of people on IR, lots of stuff happening. This wasn't a huge week for fantasy points. I actually put a little spreadsheet together where I broke down. I guess I can, why not? I can put it up on the screen. Let me put it up on the screen for you guys. No, that's not it. There we go. Check this out. All right. So what this is just a little snapshot of the amount of tourneys and money that I invested into the preseason ones, the week 5 ones, and the week 9 ones. So looking at, let's take that off there for a second. Looking at the list here, the megas, which are $125 to enter, we did 13 of those guys right here. Mega 13 preseason, 125 each. We got $16.25 invested there. Minis 1 and 2, these were $5 each. We did 47 of the ones, 19 of the twos, so $235 and $95. And then the regular, which is the $1 million the first, we did 131 of those $25 ones for $32.75. That's 210 total drafts here. $5,230 preseason invested. Week 5 and week 9 both had the $33 championships. We did 19 of the week 5s and 24 of the week 9s at 33 each. So we invested $627 and $792. Total for the yearly's drafts, $253, $6,649. And what we have here below is if it ended today after week 9, last night after week 9, what we would be seeing as a min cash guaranteed comeback to us right now if we weren't to advance anything past week 13. So right now we're looking at 21 wins out of 253. A little bit less than 10%. We got 10 of the $1 million ones winning, 1 of the megas out of 13, 4 of the mini number 1s out of 47, and 1 of the 19 mini number 2s. Week 5 we got 4 of the 19, and week 9, which was just 1 week so far, we have 1 of 24. And I didn't do good in that first week, but I don't think a lot of people really did good. Tyler Lockett, a few other guys had some good weeks, but a lot of bye weeks with the Rams and the Falcons and a lot of stuff. So, yeah. So anyway, what I did was I put the minimum cash back that I would see if it were to end and I weren't to not advance any further past the first round, which is week 13. Obviously, this isn't the case, but I just wanted to get an idea of where I was standing at right now. And I do feel like my teams are a little bit on the up and up. I don't have a ton of some of the injuries, and some of the ones that are going to hurt me or teams that were already affected by other situations. So there are going to be some that I lose, that I drop down on because of some week 10 and 11 and 12 bye week implications. But at the same time, I feel like there's a lot of second and third place teams that are going to jump up into those. And I kind of looked at all those myself prior to doing this video, so I feel like this is at least an idea of where we're at, and hopefully it improves these last 3 weeks, but you never know. So anyway, if it were to end right now, I'd be guaranteed $1,700 back with 21 chances to advance to week 13 in all those drafts, and you only need top 3 out of all 21 of these. For week 13, I only need to get top 3 out of 12. Actually, that's not true. These 10 here, I think, are out of 24 teams in the round of week 13. All these other ones, I believe, or 12 mans drafts. So this is the absolute minimum cash. There are higher caches for some of these. And then obviously if you move on to week 13, 14, 15, 16, all these numbers go up. But I just wanted to see where I was at, and it looks like, if I were to advance all these and then lose all 21 of them, I'd lose about $5 grand. So pretty happy with the results at the moment, but looking to improve. I'd like to get that number up to 30 or so. So we'll see how that happens here going forward. So let's get rid of that and take a look and see where we're at. So as we were just talking about the week 9 ones that we did 24 of, only one of them's in first place. But here's a second place one that is just outside of first. And we do have a James Conner there. We have a carry on there. We had a Ridley on bye. So we'll see what happens with that one. The bench isn't looking so good. I mean, it's easy to say after 1 week, to kind of throw these guys out the wall. I mean, Hardman obviously did not have a good week, but Duke Johnson did. Cobb had a touchdown call back. Russell Wilson looked really good, obviously, and Tyler Lockett, so that's why this team's up there. But we do have carry on this one as well. It's Connor, which we don't know what Connor's situation is just yet. So he says he looks like he's ready to play, so we'll see. What's this guy slightly ahead of us have here? He's got Kamara. See, now you're looking at only week 10, 11, and 12 bye weeks. So anybody has week 9 or earlier has already passed their bye. So this was the advantage, going to the draft. And a lot of teams I did draft based on that. So obviously this was an early on draft with carry on here. But I have Dak as well to cover the bye week for Russ. So anyway, that's a second place squad there. I mean, if you look, the points range from, what's my lowest? Well, here's a 71 point bomb. That's because Tevin Coleman didn't do much. The Jets offense didn't get rolling. Slayton didn't do anything. Yeah, that team's not looking so great, especially after 1 week where you had Breeze and Thomas on a bye. So, but that looks like my worst team. Then all the way up to the first place squad with the 156. But this guy's right on my butt. He's got a nice team there too. So let's see. We got Zeke, Henry, Kupp coming back. Russ will have a bye week, but we have Goff coming back. So a lot of these I did take 2 QBs, I think, because it's only a 4-week draft before the playoffs at least. I based a lot of my week 9s on just winning the league. There were benefits to doing so. You triple your money, and you put yourself in a good situation to at least get that far. I did not really pay too much attention to after that, even though that's where the money is. But I feel like you had an advantage to try to take it, to focus on winning those 4 weeks and draft for that, and then just hope for the best after that. Because if you focus too much on trying to win the playoff rounds, it's not going to matter because you got to beat 11 other guys in those 4 weeks. And so I try to do that the best I could. So we do have a couple other top, 4 teams here. 132 in 4th place. 121 up here in 6th. 122 in 6th. I mean, these teams are all in it. I mean, it's only 1 week. The only ones that are really bad are the ones that are down under 100 after 1 week. But everybody else still got a shot, 124, 130. So 1 out of 24 is in first after the first week, but we got 137 point, second place here. And so those aren't too bad. I do have some injuries out of these 24 that you saw the carry on Johnson one. I got him 3 times out of 24. It's not terrible. Good thing is that 21 other contests. That means that the other 21, somebody has him. We do have Connor 6 times, so hopefully he'll be back. Snell's out. Trey Carson was one that I took a bunch of times, 7 times. He's now out for the year. I don't think I have Cam Newton, but maybe once, if at all. He's now out for the year. Deshaun Jackson's now out for the year. I was starting to take him because he was pretty good value real late, But now that's 5 tournaments that are losing that spot there. So now he's out. Lots of injuries. Lots of injuries. T.Y. Hilton got hurt. I have him 3 times. So a lot of injury implications, that's for sure. All right, moving on to the 19 drafts from week 5. That I have 4 of these out of 19. 4 of them are in first place. That's pretty good. And then you can see there's even some thirds. Lots of third. Look at this. I'm doing really well on these, actually. Third, fourth, first, third, second, first, sixth, fourth, first, fourth, first. There's one bad one. Eighth, second, seventh, 10th, 8th, 7th, and 12th. It looks like about 20 of these are in the top 6, so that's pretty nice. I got a lot of real nice shots in this one. Looks like I did pretty well. Hopefully we're fading and don't have a ton of bye weeks coming up on these ones that we have decent points in. So we got a 30-point lead here. We're in first place. We get Goff coming back this week. Montgomery's on the up and up. We got all of our guys except for Dalvin Cook here are past their bye week. And then down to the bench, Murray and Henry. Noah Fant had a big week. That's part of the reason this team probably had a boost, as much as I don't really think he's super talented. He obviously had a little rapport with Brandon Allen. You know, one of it was a long touchdown, so that was a big chunk of it. But still, I have him a few times, so that helped. Third place, 60 out. Third place. Oh, that guy got a big lead there. 130 out. Wow. Wow. Fourth place, 610, but we're only 60 out. Third place, big lead there for that guy. Second place, nice and tight there. We're 12 out. First place here, 726. Wow, we got one guy that's hanging tough with us. We got Deshaun on a bye week. Cook coming up. Hilton's hurt. Yeah, we'll take a little back seat here. We had Brissett to cover Deshaun's bye week against Miami's D. I lined that up perfectly, except Brissett got hurt. We're going to have to hope he plays, because that's exactly how I drafted that, and that is a killer. Deshaun's on a bye week for 1 week. We needed Brissett for week 10 against Miami Dolphins, and he might not play. That hurts. Well, hopefully he does. We'll see. Because that's nice. We're in first there. Would have been a nice little booster. Well, he's got Brady on a bye. He's got Carry-On hurt. He's got Hopkins on a bye. Stafford, he has his QB. He lost Preston Williams for the year. So a lot going on there too. 712 in first place. Nice 50-point lead there. This guy is everywhere. Me and this guy are like neck and neck all over the place, huh? Brick Dog and Kinger. All right, 589 in fourth. Oh, not too bad though. 50 points out. 3 red flags ahead of us here. Red badges. And we're 50 points out. That's not too bad. Lev's a little banged up, but everybody there is past their bye. That's one of those teams I drafted with no bye weeks. Look at that. None, pretty much. See, that's a huge benefit, because I guarantee all these guys at least have some people on bye weeks, and there's only 3 weeks left. So that's pretty big. The only guy I see here is Chase Edmonds, and he's hurt anyway. I don't think anyone else has a bye week here. See, he's got Brady, Shepard. What else? Bye week Jones, Cooks, Carry-On's hurt. Bye week Rodgers, Lockett, Thielen's hurt. We're looking good for that one. 699 in first. Deshaun, who's our backup? Mason Rudolph, and that's it. Huh. Not super happy with that, but I mean, I'll take it. Cover that bye week. All right, here's a second place, 621, but an 80-point lead for Rep. We have to hope he's got some stuff going on. I think Matt Ryan will be back. What else? Okay, moving on. Preseason ones. We are at, I believe it's 10. 16 out of 210. 16 of them are in first place. Obviously, a bunch of seconds and thirds as well. We're still hanging tough in these two guys. 10 of the millions are in first. Only one mega, and then some minis. So I was looking at these. I mean, we got some nice. This is just a nice team hanging around there. I don't know about the team. I mean, nice position, but all these guys are in tight. It's 30 points out of first, so 3 weeks to go after this long. But this is looking bad for the quarterback situation. Haskins, Luck, Brady. Yep, no quarterback this week in that one, so that's bad. But I think somebody else was in the same boat. One of these, I looked at so many of these, I don't know what's what, but see, I think I like this one. I needed Mahomes, but then another one I was fading Mahomes, something like that. I got a 40-point lead here and another one with no quarterback. It's pretty brutal, guys. I mean, these were drafted all the way back in June, July, August. It's crazy that you can have a team with these big names on there. Mahomes, Kamara, Cook, Lockett, Tyreek, Fournette. I mean, look at these running backs. Kamara, Cook, and Fournette. It's an insane team right there, but we're going to take a hit this week with no Brady. And if Mahomes is out, we're going to get a zero quarterback. So, actually, this might have been the guy I was looking at. Week 11, he's got Derek Carr. I don't know. There's so many of them. What else? Hanging in there, 80 points out. There's such big changes happening. So many injuries. You got Kerryon Johnson, T.Y. Hilton, Connor, and Mahomes is coming back. Kamara. We don't know what's going on with Kamara and Connor. And who else? You got Cam Newton on the IR now. A lot of people had him in the preseason drafts. Obviously, nobody had Trey Carson in this one, most likely. Deshaun Jackson, big implications there. I mean, he's only played 1 week, but people thought he was going to come back. Week 5 and Week 9 drafts, people were taking him. Preseason draft, everyone had him. He was on every roster, and he's done now. So, things like that are making an impact. And now you got major bye weeks. I mean, just big teams, lots of teams, and with the injuries, it's going to be hard. People are going to. Some of my teams are going to fall, but some of them are going to take nice jumps. So it's going to be interesting to see how these play out. But I'm not going to go through many more of these. It's fun to keep an eye on them, but you don't really know what's going to happen. It's just I've already looked at all these, and they all have their unique situations, but you don't know what's going to happen. It's cool to look at, but we'll wait and see what happens. I wanted to talk a little bit about these things. I'm just not doing them anymore. I mean, I've told you guys before. I mean, I don't really like this anymore. I think that they're losing a lot of people. I mean, that's why they keep having to change them, and they're messing it up. I'm doing 0 of these this week, even though they're $3. I just don't care. I'm not going to try to beat 8 people for 4 weeks. Like, just don't have any interest in that. They changed that. No interest at all, even for $3. Hype Train, I did like 1 or 2 last week just to mess around, but I don't really care to do that. I normally do these ones, but I did 2 of them, and I'm just not going to put any more money on right now. I don't really care. And I did 2 of these as well. So I'll show you guys. I won 2 from last week out of 10. I advanced 2 out of 10. This is the 3rd round of Hype Train. 3rd round on this one. I think we got to win 2 or 3 more for that. That's on Saturday. And then the 1st and 10, this is the 2nd round, I believe. I did 4 of these. The 5 wides are the $55 ones. So this is a 5 wide here, $55, round 1. I tried to get Lamar when I could in the 4-mans. I mean, he's just he's playing Cincinnati, and he's just a different breed. So I have Lamar, McCaffrey, Chubb, Godwin, and Adams. I mean, that team looks pretty good to me. Godwin and Evans are obviously tough to figure out, but against Arizona, they both could could get some nice points there. You can see what these other guys did. You know, nice team here, but he's taking a chance on these two guys. Well, maybe not as much on Mark Ingram, but Ingram's ceiling is just not. It's just not a high ceiling, but a nice floor. Montgomery is really coming on strong, and he probably is going to keep eating. So that's probably not terrible, but I mean, he's got a lower floor. So interesting draft here for this guy. And then Saquon ripped a nice one off last night, but not overall a big amount of points, but you can't go wrong with Saquon. If Kamara doesn't play, he can throw someone else in there. So it's not terrible to snag Kamara and then just plug somebody else in a four-man draft. There's only 8 running backs getting taken. You just take somebody else. Actually, it worked out. If you did it last time, you just took Latavius Murray. You know, you take Kamara, and if he doesn't play, you take Murray, and it works out. The only time that wouldn't work out is when they said David Johnson was playing, and then he didn't do anything, and then you really get screwed in a draft like this. Tyreek and Cup are nice, and then same thing with Connor here. He can put Jalen in or take somebody else. And here's Evans, who's been doing good, but he's got a combo here, Stafford and Galladay. I think I might have did that in one of these, but I don't think it's necessary. I mean, he's spread himself thin here because if this doesn't work out, then he doesn't have many other options. Whereas he could have took a different quarterback or receiver and kind of bounced out a little bit. 5 wide here. I'm McCaffrey again. I got the number 1 pick in both of my $55. Maybe I'm running good. I should play the other 2. In this one, I have the other Tampa Bay receiver, and I have Tyreek. Even with Matt Moore, he's been doing pretty good. Derrick Henry getting the volume, nice matchup, and Drew Brees, real nice matchup for Drew Brees this week. And all the same guys are getting taken, as you can see. 1st and 10, I did not have first pick, but I got Lamar again. Lamar in this one, I have Brees. I think that's all I have is, no, Lamar, Brees, and Rodgers are my 3 quarterbacks here. Chubb, Connor, I did that for the same reason. If he doesn't play, I'll swap him out. There's only 8 backs gone. Love Thomas's matchup. Love him anyways, but love his matchup. Devontae looked pretty good, so I think he'll be getting a large volume, a target share going forward. And the other one, well, there's the stack I was just talking about. I spread myself a little thin, but it's a $10 one, and I just don't see Rodgers having that bad of a game or even close to it again. And Adams is going to get better as well. So Chubb getting 20 carries every single week. McCaffrey's an absolute monster, and Evans should go off against Arizona. So again, I like my teams. These sometimes look really easy. And I feel like you only need one guy to kind of make a mistake or, you know, take a guy that isn't guaranteed or, you know, whatever. But I'm just not doing that many of them. I'm going to start cutting back on these, and that's that. So, anyway, just wanted to get an update out there. I'll get this video up, and it's Tuesday. I did this a little early, so I don't know if there's any major news breaking the rest of the week. I don't have an active information or practice information, obviously, this early in the week, but I wanted to get the video done and up and moving on. We got 3 weeks left. I'm super stoked to see how many of these things I win. I know you can't change anything. A lot of people don't even look at them, but I think it's a lot of fun, and I'm looking forward to see how the next couple weeks play out. Thanks, guys. I appreciate it. Hit that subscribe button for me. See ya.